Hi there, it's Grant here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about Teeka Tiwari's brand new interview and presentation he's done called The Biden Shock of 2023. Now, this really got my attention because the long and short of this of Teeka's presentation is the dollar is in big trouble, and by all of Teeka's research and my investigations and listening to other experts, we could be entering a new financial era that actually has me extremely worried because it could impact in our freedoms. It could, potentially wipe out everything we've worked for. So I think everyone who's tied to the dollar should pay attention to this presentation or do their own research of what is coming. Now, the purpose of this video is not to scare you. I don't want to fearmonger, but the reality is we're on the verge of one of the biggest financial changes to our banking system, in history. Certainly since 1971, when the dollar was no longer pegged to gold. So let's talk a little bit about this. I mean, the headline for this is the Biden shock of 2023. And basically what all you need to know really about this, the big idea is that President Biden could go on TV as soon as July 26th. This date isn't certain. Announce a recall of the US dollar. Now you're probably asking yourself, why the hell would he do that? Well, the reason is that the dollar is in big trouble. I live in the United Kingdom. I don't live in the US, but I run a business, and I'm actually, a lot of the income I receive is in US dollars. And obviously, my currency is Great British pounds, but the US dollar is not doing well. And the further the US dollar goes down, I get less pounds, and I'm worried because at the end of it just looks like US dollar is pretty much in free fall, and it's in trouble because basically the Fed could just print money at will. There's so much, the more money in circulation, the value goes down. It's not pegged against gold anymore. They could just print it at will. So basically they could print trillions upon trillions of dollars and give us all $1 million, but that's why. And there's all sorts of other reasons. War in Ukraine, we're still recovering from COVID. All of these things combined are going, have just weakened the dollar massively. Now, what Teeka has discovered is actually, on the face of it, you think, oh, that sounds interesting. But when you look a little deeper and also listen to other experts, it's actually extremely worrying. Now, the Fed is basically in preparation to bring out something called a digital dollar. They're called central bank digital coins. And the Fed is set to release this potentially this year. I don't know whether it's going to come out on July 26th, as Teeka says, but it will be released soon. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, what is all this about? Well, basically, it's a digital version of a dollar because the Fed knows the dollar is in big trouble and it's got to do something. Think of it like a cryptocurrency, but it's a cryptocurrency. It's a cryptocurrency version of a digital dollar, and it is controlled by the government, i.e., the Fed. They have complete control. It's a centralized, basically digital version of the dollar. And basically, what you do is if you use this, which I think the government's going to force everyone to use it, you'll have, a digital wallet on your phone, and basically that will hold all of your digital dollars that you own. That is basically the premise. You're probably thinking to yourself, okay, yeah, tell me a bit more. So, CBDCs are the future of money, and it's not just going to be the US that's going to be, having these CBDCs. Every major economy on the planet is having them. Russia, China, India, and South Africa are going to be releasing their BRICS CBDC currency. That's pegged to the gold. That is a completely different conversation. That is going to cause seismic financial waves all over the gold, because that could become the new global currency superpower, which could also send the dollar crashing as well. Now, on to the digital dollar CBDC. I'm worried about this, and the main reason is why I'm worried is because if the government basically controls this coin, that means they can control the money in your digital wallet. At a whim, they could take that money away for whatever reason. And this, basically listening to Teeka here and listening to other financial experts, this is what the Fed wants and basically the global sort of economies want. They want to introduce these CBDCs, so basically they can spy on our spending behaviors and potentially control us, with a social credit system like they've got in China, where basically if you say something, if you go against, rules or whatever, they can freeze your wallets or your bank account. And also, with all this global warming rubbish, which is just, I'm not going to go into that. Basically, listening to other experts, if you're using too much carbon, like you're driving your car too much, they could also freeze your bank account because they can track all this through your digital wallet. So I'm not especially excited about CBDCs at all, because at the end of the day, I don't like the fact that the government controls my money and they can freeze my account at any moment if I don't stick to the rules. I.e., basically, this is a version of communism, and I don't want to live in a communist state, and I'm sure many of you don't either. Now, this is really the big idea for Teeka's presentation here. This is basically what it's all about. I'm just giving you a snapshot. Now, if you're thinking of this and you're a bit concerned, I think you should be, and I'm not fearing you here. I'm worried because I don't know how this is all going to look in the future. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat. I don't know how any of this is going to look. I don't know how this is going to play out, but I'm just listening to Teeka and other experts. We're going to be, CBDCs are going to be the future of money. And I just don't like the fact that the government is potentially in complete control of my money and they can freeze my bank accounts, freeze payments if I don't stick to certain rules. I'm not up for that game, and I'm sure you're not either. This is really the big idea of Teeka's presentation. Now, there are solutions. And one of the big solutions, and I'll give it to you here, is cryptocurrencies. You're probably thinking, what the hell? But basically, true cryptos like Bitcoin and Ethereum are decentralized. And what that means is that nobody controls them. The government can't control them. Nobody controls them. And this is why a lot of very wealthy people and smart people and institutions are putting money into Bitcoin, because no one can touch it. You're the self-custodian of your own money, and you're effectively your own bank. And this is why I think cryptocurrencies are going to be so important for the future, just for our freedoms, and basically protecting our wealth and growing our wealth, because it is decentralized. No one can touch it. No one can mess with it. So with all of this talk of CBDCs coming in and the whole financial system changing and potentially the dollar, and it's not out of the realms of possibility that the dollar as we know it could be finished. And because it's losing its value dramatically at the moment, which is worrying. I don't know how low it's going to go. Don't know if it's going to completely tank. Who knows? But we've got to start paying attention and look for solutions. And one of the solutions is Bitcoin. Now, I'm not saying for 1 minute, I'm not a financial advisor, that you should just play all of your money into Bitcoin. But I think as an insurance, it is definitely smart to put a small proportion of money into Bitcoin. Because at the end of the day, it looks like the Fed is going to pretty much force us and incentivize all Americans to use the new digital dollar when it comes out. And they're going to be smart about this. They have to sell this to the public to get the public to use it. They'll either say, right, you've got to lose it or you'll lose all your money, or they'll roll it out with some, they'll gradually roll it out with a pilot and then incentivize people. Because what they might do is they say, look, we've created this new digital version of a dollar. If you put $1 in, we'll match it with 150. And most Americans will go, yeah, I'll buy into that without thinking of the consequences. And the thing is, whilst on the side of it, I'm not going to say they're going to do that, but I think that's what they might do because they want people to use it. Because at the end of the day, if they get people using it, basically they can spy on all of your money. They've got control of your finances, which I think is the ultimate end game here. They want control of the finances, spy on your finances, and down the road, they potentially want complete control of the people. And if you can control the money, you control pretty much the people. But I'm going to get into what lies down the road. That's out of the scope of this video. So, if you want to watch Teeka Tiwari's new presentation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link to it down below. I highly recommend you watch it because something I didn't say as well, Teeka tells you how to opt out of the digital dollar, and basically the way you can do that is with Bitcoin. It's probably a lot of people see cryptocurrencies as risky, but when you see what's coming, cryptocurrencies don't seem so risky anymore, trust me. So basically, if you want to watch Teeka's presentation, I'll put a link down below, and you can watch it. It's a fascinating watch. It's going to give you more detailed information than what I have. I highly recommend you watch it. I highly recommend you share this with people as well, because I think every person who uses the US dollar, whether they get paid or hold bank accounts in America, needs to know what is coming, because people don't know what's coming and it's going to hit them hard, and potentially a lot of people can lose everything. And if we don't do something, potentially we could be enslaved in the future. Because the Fed have got complete control of us, which I'm sure pretty much none of us want. We want to live in a free, democratic society where we have complete control of our money and we can make our own choices. And this is why I think it's so important, and this is why I think cryptocurrencies in the future are going to be so important, because they're decentralized. Well, Bitcoin and Ethereum are anyway, and that is why I think a lot of smart people are moving their money over there. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not saying you should play all your money into Bitcoin. Far from that. But you need to start thinking out the box here before all of this comes to pass. So yeah, I'm going to link to Teeka's presentation below. He's going to run through all of this for you, and he's going to give you options. Also, the positive side of this is there are ways that you can massively profit from the introduction of the dollar. By basically investing in the companies that are basically building the infrastructure of this. Now, Teeka has done a whole load of research on this. He's got reports on this to show you how you can profit, and also how you can invest in gold so you can sort of protect your wealth should this huge financial new system come into place. And Teeka's actually got a whole load of research in his Palm Beach lecture. He's only recently reopened this to the public after being closed for about 12 months. He reopened his Palm Beach letter. He tells you how to opt out of the digital dollar. He's got all of his crypto research in there, how to profit from CBDCs, how to invest in gold to protect your wealth. And he's got a massive crypto course that teaches you everything you need to know about crypto. I love it. I've learned everything I know about crypto from Teeka. And I really love it. I'll put a link to his Palm Beach letter below, and you can check that. And if you want to join, you can join for $49, which locks in your membership for 1 year. And I do believe you get a 60-day money back guarantee. So I highly recommend that you watch the presentation. But if you're at all interested in cryptocurrencies, profiting from CBDCs, and basically protecting your wealth and growing your wealth for the future, I'd highly recommend that you check out the Pie newsletter because Teeka's really helped me, and he's helped me open my eyes to what's coming, but also how to build wealth with cryptocurrencies and other smart investments. Anyway, that's what I've got for you. I'll put a link to Teeka's new presentation down below, and also his Pie newsletter. So if you want to check that out, you can. Thanks very much for joining me. I really appreciate you watching this video. If you like it, please like it because it helps it reach more people. And why not subscribe to the channel for more content? Thanks for joining me, and I'll speak to you soon.